How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Recycled Primates, where I wanted to share with you something that I utilize in my studio that helps me dial in the right amount of controlled dampening when recording acoustic drums, and it results in a natural yet clean and controlled sound that I absolutely love. And this is going to be specifically for snare, rack toms, and floor toms. Kicks are easy. You choose between studio foam or a pillow or a combination. Make that decision, go buy what you need, cram it in there, maybe add a paint can or a sandbag, and you're good to go. But with snares, racks, and floors, you're likely going to want varying degrees of dampening, and you're going to probably treat all of it differently, maybe in groups like I do, where I treat my snare one way, my rack toms another way, and my floor toms another way. I like my snare to be tight and controlled like my kick, but still nice and punchy and full, but percussively articulate, right? So I want it to have that cut, but I want it to be very quick and transient. My toms, I like a little faster decay than on my floor toms. I have a 16 and 18 inch floor tom, so I want those to have just a little more resonance because I want them to have a lot of power. I want them to sound thunderous, because obviously an 18-inch floor tom, which isn't that common, is almost like an auxiliary kick drum. But my rack toms, since I play punk and metal, I don't want this tom resonating while I'm hitting this tom, and I don't want these toms resonating while I'm hitting this tom, because you're going to get bleed between all of the mics on each individual tom, plus your overheads. You're asking for a lot of mud just to screw up your mix. Now, there are solutions out there. Obviously, if your snare drum has an internal dampener, you're good to go. If it doesn't, now, okay, what are we going to do? Because now we have the same problem as with our racks and our floor. You can use the external dampener from Gibraltar. It's great. I've used it. It's awesome. I like it. But I have a problem with putting anything of notable weight on my rims. So for rack toms, it's out of the question. With snare, it works, but if I want to do something more dynamic and I'm not always going to be hitting the center of the snare head, now I have this object that's potentially in my way and also might even impede my microphone placement. So it's not always the best solution there. It's great on floor toms, because a 16-inch and an 18-inch floor tom, it's definitely not in the way of my stick strikes, and it's not in the way of my mic placement. So I do use it on there, but what I use works just as good, oftentimes a little more flexible, and always way more affordable. You also have them gels. Those are crap. I fell for it. I haven't used them in years, and I'm not ever going back because, one, they're too expensive for what you get. No matter how well you take care of them, they eventually lose their tackiness, and that always becomes a problem because you get that middle stage where you're recording, it's losing its tackiness, you hit a tom, it goes flying off, you don't realize that it flew off, and now in the middle of your song, your tom tone has changed on that one tom, and it screws up everything, Plus, sometimes one's not enough and two's too many. What are you going to do? Cut them in half? The gels suck. You do have these Mylar rings. Remo and Aquarian makes them. Other people make them. You can get them a little bit thicker, a little bit thinner. They're great. They work. I have a couple pairs, or a couple sets, obviously. But the problem is you can't make them thicker and you can't make them thinner. You can't really put multiples on there. So it's like what you put on there, you get the mass, you get what it does and nothing more. You can't fine tune it. As where with what I use, you can. There's one caveat. I know you're saying, what is the hook? What's the gotcha thing? That is that you either have to own or have access to a 3D printer. Because what you're going to do is you're going to go over to Thingiverse. There's a link in the description below. You can click the link there. You'll go over to Thingiverse, and you will download this clip that you 3D print. The original version is created by BRDWLMS, and you can download that from the link in the description below. There's also a secondary link to my remix. And it's, I'm going to say remix because, one, when you take someone else's design and you modify it, that's a remix on Thingiverse. But two, I'm going to do air quotes because I made two very minor modifications. And that's the first one is that this face I made flat. And the reason I did that is because my clip is not designed or my variation of the clip is not designed to do the dampening, as the original clip was designed from a clip that I believe they bought and then modeled so that it could be 3D printed. And that the original clip actually does the dampening. Mine does not. Mine holds on what does the dampening. And what is that? Well, if you go in the link in the description below and download mine to try it out while it's printing, jump in your car, go over to Hobby Lobby, and buy what is called leather remnants. In a bag of leather remnants, you will get varying sizes, shapes, textures, thicknesses of leather. You can get very soft, pliable leather. You can get stiffer, more grippy, textured leather. And obviously, depending on how big a piece of leather you use, how thick or pliable it is, like if you use this, but then you twist it over, that's going to change how the dampening functions. And when you have this clip here, holding it in place, for instance, you're going to have a little bit that's not going to be in contact with the head, but then you're going to have a good bit that is. And, this is about 2 inches. So that's going to allow you to really dial in how much dampening you're getting based on what type of leather and the size and shape that you're using. You can also use cloth, which you'll see in the demos. I actually use this microfiber cloth that I got from Harbor Freight. On snare drum, typically when I'm recording my punk rock stuff, I actually use this piece of leather. I fold it over like that and I just clip it on. And I have a bunch that just kind of flops around, but then you have all of this right here that is actually in contact with the head. And that gives me a very tight control. And this is about the size of about a half a leather wallet. And we all know about the wallet trick. The other variation that I did to it, the other mod that I did to the original design, is that I made a half-size clip. Literally cut it from about 2 inches to 1 inch in width, but it still has the flat face. And that way, now let's say you use this and you fold it over and you have it pinching. Now you only have 1 inch of direct contact with the surface of the drum head, and then you still have all this floating around. But then you can also just do it like that, and now this is flopping and it's doing, it's popping up, but then it's dropping back down and dampening that way, so you get a little bit longer decay, but it helps give you a more natural decay. In my kit, which I'll mention this again, in my kit, you will get the large full-size clip with the flat face. You will get the small clip half-size width with the flat face, and then you will get the original design that is in the half width. So that, I think, and you can print these like in a very short period of time, and this one clips less than 50 cents, even adding in, a piece of leather when you look at it. So these are way more effective and way more affordable and allow you to really dial in your sounds. So I know what you're saying. Let's hear it. We're going to jump over to the drum set, and I've got some good long demos for you on snare, rack tom, and floor tom. Enjoy. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that demonstration and it showed you just how easy and effective it is to utilize these 3D printed clips to dial in the right amount of dampening and get that clean, natural sound that you need in your recordings. All right, because honestly, I'll make a longer video on this philosophy, but the truth of the matter is, as audio engineers, you should be getting things right at the source before it even hits your DAW, okay? You don't fix it in the mix, get it right from the get-go, and these help you achieve that. And this one clip, even with the cost of the leather, right? Even with the cost of the leather, this clip will cost you less than 50 cents. It will cost you way less than any other solution that's already on the market. And if this breaks, you can just print another one. You just have to have access to a 3D printer. And if you don't own one, but you have a friend or family member that has it, just be like, dude, hey, print me a bunch of these. I'll take you to Chick-fil-A. You'll get more of these clips than you know what to do with because that's how cheap these are, okay? And they're just phenomenal. So I highly recommend jumping into the description below, clicking both links, downloading the original and mine, try them both out. I will admit, I think my clips are better for your thicker leather and cloth. And the thinner cloths or thinner leathers you use with the original design, whether you use the original clip or my halved version of the original clip, because mine has a little less contact, so it's better for your thicker leathers. The original one will hold this better. If you were to have this thinner leather and fold it over, mine works a little better than that. But when you have thicker leather or cloth, I've found that the original design will stress a little bit and pop off. But yeah, download them both, try them both out, utilize the one or ones that work best for you. All right, if you like the original design and my halved version of the original design, then use those. If you like my design better, then use that. If you like a combination, use that. I don't care which one you like. My goal with this is to hopefully get you a new tool that's super affordable that you can use to utilize in your studio and get the best drum recording possible. And as an extension to this video, I'm going to do another video where I'm going to take that snare track that I just recorded, and I'm going to use plugins because I know not everybody has a bunch of outboard analog gear like me, and I'm going to use an EQ, a gate for expanding, and an aux send with reverb, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to take a drum that was controlled with this clip and a little bit of leather, and then clean it up, EQ it, and have just a massively badass sounding but natural sounding snare drum. So hope you'll look forward to that. Again, links in the description below for everything, signal chain in the description below, all that good stuff. If you've made it this far, you are a rare breed and I appreciate you for your time. Thank you. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, comment, hype, notification bell, all that good stuff. And remember, there's no point in wasting the money on grills when you can electroplate your teeth. Till the next video, take care.